I welcome you to Bible Time. I'm Willard Pless. And today we want to talk about 2024 and 2025 Bible Time. Where we are at in Bible Time. 2024, as we look at it in the Bible calendar, and we got to use the Bible calendar. The Bible calendar starts in March or April with the first month of the year of Nisan. And when we started 2024, on April the 8th, in 2024, we had the sun turned to darkness, and this was a fulfillment of Joel's prophecy that he'd given, that Peter talked about there in Acts chapter 2. See, these 2 years is the looking at what's going on and where we are in Bible time. And so 2024 and 2025. Now, when we look at 2025, on March the 29th, I believe it was, in 2025, that we had the blood moon. So this is the 2 years that Joel is talking about that would come just before the great noble day of the Lord. And we're getting close for Jesus' return. And we're seeing this, and these 2 years can be looked at as Jesus' 24 hours, his last 24 hours. See, the 24 months here can be looked at as Jesus' 24 hours. And 2024 would take in the 12 hours, first 12 hours. And then 2025 would take in the last 12 hours. So we're in the last 12 hours now. When we get to August the 22nd here in 2025, we'll be at the hour 17 of Jesus' 24. And that would be, if you look at it in the Gregory calendar, that would be 11 o'clock on the day he was crucified. And you know at 12 o'clock that it turned dark. So the hour 17 is just 1 hour before it turns dark, which is a month, if you look at it in the month time frame. So we're here in August now. When we come to August the 22nd, this will be the 1 hour just before the noontime comes. And you might look at it and say, well, we're now at the 11th hour. And if you use the time frame that we use now, that we're at the 11th hour. When we come to Jesus' 18th hour, see, that'll be in September. See, when we get to September the 22nd, This is when the black time comes. And that'll be hour 18. We get to hour 17 here in August, on August the 22nd. And then 1 month later, in September, on September the 22nd, we come to the 18th hour, and this is when the darkness begins. This is when we learn that the judgment of the great whore is going to begin, that Revelation 17 and 18 talks about. And as we look at what's going on in this world, see, these things are playing over again. These things are coming to be, and you can even look at it as Abraham's time. See, Abraham spent 24 years walking in the flesh. And when he come to 99 years old, that God gave him the law of circumcision, and then 1 year later, Isaac was born. So you can look at it this way too. See, Jesus, when Isaac was born, that was talking about Jesus' first coming as a lamb, because Abraham took Isaac up on the mountain, and to offer him as the lamb. But when Jesus comes this time, he will be coming as Benjamin. Now, if you look at Jacob's time, when he went off to Haran and finally came back into the land and went back to Bethel, and when he done that, then he laid Jacob away, and a year later Benjamin was born. And when Jesus returns, he will return as like Benjamin. Benjamin became the great warrior, and Jesus will return as the great warrior. You think of Benjamin back in the time of his day, that Benjamin would be riding the white stallion, a man of war, great, powerful man on the battlefield. And when Jesus comes this time, he will return. He will come as Benjamin. We know that he will come to the Mount of Olives. When he comes back, he will come to the Mount of Olives. And then he will ride the white stallion through the eastern gate into Jerusalem. See, this is after Jerusalem has been flooded. And we learn that Jerusalem's going to be flooded on January the 7th. Beginning on January the 7th of 2026. And after this happens, this is when Jesus will come. And what we're looking at here is that when Jerusalem is flooded, see, this will be the time that President Trump will put the 2 witnesses to death there in Jerusalem. And Jesus will choose 144,000 to remain that will not be destroyed during this time. And they'll be chosen to live on during the 7th millennium. And we're understanding that this is when the resurrection's going to take place too. This takes place just before Jesus comes to the Mount of Olives. When January gets flooded, when Israel gets flooded in January, that Jesus will choose the 144,000. And then the resurrection will take place at the same time. And the marriage supper of the Lamb will take place in heaven. And then after the marriage supper of the Lamb, that Jesus comes to the Mount of Olives. And then he will ride the white stallion into Jerusalem. And see, during this time is when President Trump will put the two witnesses to death, because we learn by November the 22nd that President Trump's going to be turned off, that Israel's going to shut him down. And he will flood Jerusalem then, after they shut him down. And this will be the abomination of desolation that Jesus talks about there in Matthew 24. And we want to try to give things as clear as we can. When Jesus rides a white stallion into Jerusalem, that he will take the beast and the false prophet and cast them into the lake of fire. And we've learned that, see, President Trump is the leader of the New Babylon that the Bible talks about formed in the end time days. We learn about that in Revelation 17 and 18. And Babylon started coming to visual after 2000. That's when the Twin Towers were taken down and New World Trade Center opened, and then Trump first came in 2017 when Israel was back for 69 years. And then he was taken down for a time. And then here in January of 25, he came back. So this is where we are in Bible time. And when we get to August the 22nd here, this is when things begin to get serious. We're already receiving the plagues of Revelation chapter 15 and 16. New York City and places that are the strongholds for President Trump is getting the plagues. And Revelation 17 teaches this. And of course, Revelation 15 and 16 is talking about the plagues. That's the angels in the river Euphrates that have been released, the 4 angels in the river Euphrates. And these 4 angels will work to bring about the coming into Israel that will take place in January. And so we want to try to help everybody we can talk about these things and bring them to reality, and so you can see kind of what's going on, what's happening. And you need to turn to Jesus and talk to him and begin to walk with him and fellowship with him and get ready for his coming, because he's definitely coming soon. And we're seeing that that's going to be in January or a little after. He can delay his coming if he wants to. The Bible says that if he sees that he needs to delay it a little bit, he will. It's up to him. We don't know the day or the hour. We can't know that. But we can know the time and the season. And I hope you'll get in here and get serious about it and talk to him and fellowship with him and get ready, because we're closely getting to this time. And so God bless you, and you have a great day.